In my last video, I showed where the simple and compound interest formulas come from. This time we're going to calculate the account balances just by plugging in the values of R, P, and T, for example. So for simple interest bank A, we want to keep the formula in mind. A equals P times 1 plus RT. For the formula for bank C, I'm going to use a little variation on the one that I had showed last time. It's derived to work with time, T, instead of just number of compoundings, C. It's a little more useful because we can plug in a number of years and get an account balance out of that. The only thing is we have to use a new constant called N. And I'll talk about what N is in a future video, but for now, let's just assume that N is 1 for this bank. So let's go ahead and try to plug these into our calculator. We want to find the balance after 1 year for both banks. All right, so let's find the account balance after 1 year. Plug in your principal of 100 and your interest rate of 0.01. And then on calculator, write times 1 for 1 year later. If you enter that correctly, you'll get 101 out of that. Okay, and then we just want to be able to go through and change up the inputs. Do the second year. Keep the interest rate the same. Do 1.01 times 2. And make sure that you can enter this into your scientific calculator and get the same answers that I'm getting. All right, that's just the simple interest formula. Now let's enter the compound interest, which is a little bit harder. Here's how it should appear on your calculator. So the interest rate is 0.01. That's on top of the fraction. Use the division sign and put a 1 on bottom because we're letting n equal 1 for this formula. Close your parentheses, raise it to a power using the caret. You need parentheses around the nt to make sure that that gets calculated before you raise it to a power. And then we'll let our n be 1 and our time is 1 year. If you type that in correctly into calculator, you'll get 101. Now we want to find the account balance after 2 years. Everything stays the same except the year changes to a 2. You should get 102.01, 103.03, and 104.06.